Hi, this is Roy Brewer. This is a brief tutorial for the brothers at Joyce Engraving. We're going to start by creating a new document. We're going to make that document 100 inches by 100 inches. We're going to create a circle. For creating this circle, I'm going to handle it in a very special way. I'm going to create it in a special way so that we can double check our work right at the end of this illustration. So I'm going to hold down my Control and my Shift key and drag from the center of the circle to the lower right. Turn loose. And then I'm going to adjust my circle to be 84 inches. So this is 84 by 84. This assumes you have the lock turned off. Now we have an 84-inch circle. I'm going to press P to put that in the center of the page. Then we'll go to our freehand tool and create an orthogonal horizontal line, any length, because then we're going to come back and make that 1 inch wide. With that selected, we're going to shift select the circle. So the line was selected first, now the circle. Different from what the written tutorial, instead I'm going to press E to center that vertically, and then I'm going to press R. Now that E, and as in Edward, and then R will put that center and right at geometrical 0. Now we're going to select this line only. We'll go to Arrange, Transformations, and Rotate. At this point, we're going to tell it that we want the center of rotation at 50. That should, I think, always turn off the parts down here. We're telling it we want that line to rotate around a center point of 50 inches by 50 inches, or the center of the page, which should also be the center of the circle since it's in the center of the page. Now, we want to rotate that to 102.82 degrees, and we're going to apply that. That flips that up to 102.82 degrees away from geometrical 0. Now, I'm going to type in -0.055, and then I could apply that to the duplicate 500 times. Instead, I wrote a macro to make that a little quicker. So this macro is going to rotate that 500 times. While it's working away rotating that, I'm going to show you the macro. Here's a brief picture of the macro as written. I'll send this to you if you'd like to use that, or you can duplicate it from what you see here. Shut that down. Now we have our parts here. We're going to check our work here. So I'm going to select the ellipse. We'll shut this down. I think we're through with that. And I'm going to tell it that instead of an ellipse, I'd like an elliptical arc. And I want that, if I understood your numbers right, to be 77.18 where it starts, and 102.82. Now this assumes you created the circle the same way I did, from the center point to a point on the radius toward the lower right. Then if we type in these values here, press enter, that'll allow us to check our work. I'm going to press Shift F2 to zoom up on that which is selected, and it looks like it's been pretty successful here. Let's zoom out just a little. That's what we have. Let's Let's zoom into a small portion of this. I'm now going to go over to my freehand tool and tell it I'd like to use the dimension tool. Be sure the dimension tool is in the slanted dimension tool mode. Also be sure that we have snap to objects turned on. And if so, now we'll click between here and here and tell it to show us that value. And don't be too disappointed because it's not quite what you wanted. You wanted 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter, if my math is correct, is 0.039. We're 4/10,000ths of an inch off. Possibly that could be adjusted by your numbers, Keenan. Maybe we can cheat a little. I didn't try. But that's pretty darn close.